We have the following question: which of the following is true for an NPN BJT operating in the forward active region? So if we look at the notes that are linked below the like button on about page 100, we are going to have NPN in the forward active region. We have our forward bias going in, we have our reverse bias going in. We're going to be focusing on forward bias though. So we have our injected electrons, our diffusing electrons, and then the collected electrons going, as we can see, the direction of the arrow. We also have injected holes coming from our base. So from this we know we go from the emitter, and then we go out, down, and then we go to the right, and then we're going to go back in through the collector. So for NPN, it's emitter and then collector. If you forget that, you can just go back and look at the notes. So to answer these questions, let's look at them. First one, it says the collector current consists primarily of electrons injected from the emitter into the base. So if we look at the notes, electrons are injected from the emitter into the base. So we can already say that this last part, from the emitter into the base, is true. They diffuse across the base and are collected by the collector. Well, this is the collector current consists primarily of electrons injected from the emitter. So this is also going to be true, and we can look at the diagram for this. We can see that we have the collector right here, the collected electrons, right? And it consists primarily of electrons, so our injected electrons that are injected in here from the emitter side into the base. So we have the emitter right here, then we have our base right here, and then we have our collector, which is after that. So this one is going to be true. Next, we have some base current flows to replace holes which are lost as electrons diffusing across the base recombine. Well, we can see that the base current consists of holes injected from the base into the emitter and electrons recombining in the base. So if we look at this, we have holes right here, our injected holes, and then we also have our recombining electrons. We have some base current flows to replace the holes. We can see the holes are flowing out, and they're lost as electrons are diffusing across the base recombine. Well, it says electrons recombine in the base here, so the electrons across the base recombine is true. Some base current flows to replace holes. We know that holes injected from the base emitter, so this is also going to be true, and so this is overall true as well. Next, we have the emitter current consists primarily of electrons injected from the emitter into the base. Well, if we look at our emitter right here, the IE, it consists primarily of the electrons, the injected ones, from the emitter that go into the base. We have injected electrons. Remember, we were talking about injected, diffusing, and then collected, and that's the way the arrow is pointing. It also says in the notes that the electrons are injected from the emitter in the base, so this is going to be true as well. Next, we have the base current consists primarily of holes injected from the base into the emitter. Well, we can see the base current consists of, we have holes injected from the base into the emitter. So this one's also going to be true from the notes. And so that means that the only choice left is all of these, and that's going to be the correct one.